What's up everybody, JB Tech Fanatic back again with another video. As always, I'd like to take a moment to invite you to subscribe if you have not. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And if you want to know when the latest content is available, don't forget to click the notifications to on. Today we are back with a brand new Samsung monitor. This is the new ViewFinity S6 34-inch curved monitor. We will cover everything about this monitor in this video. The goal of my videos, as always, is to give you all the information needed to maximize your experience if you purchase this monitor, and to give you all the specifications and everything you need to know so that you can make an educated decision if this is worth your hard-earned money. I can't wait to get started. Let's do this.
The accessories that come in the box, they're all laid out here. We have our power cable, of course, our HDMI cable, a USB 3.0 cable, a USB Type-C cable, and then we're going to go ahead and put together the stand. My recommendation, depending on what kind of graphics card you have, or if you're using a console, getting a good quality HDMI cable is always key. However, Samsung does include some pretty nice cabling in this package, so you really have everything that you need. All right, as far as the stand goes, it's really no muss, no fuss. You got two pieces, the bottom plate, and then you have the arm. This is going to connect to the back of the monitor, and then of course we'll be able to slide the monitor up and down. Got this bottom here, so you can see in there. And then what we're going to do is put this into place. So really all you need to do is the long side should be facing forward. You're just going to take this piece, we're going to slide it down, we're going to flip it over, tighten it up with a Phillips head screwdriver. If for whatever reason you don't have a screwdriver, it looks like Samsung has this nice little tab that you can just pop up and spin, but just make sure that you buckle it down all the way nice and tight. Once you're done with that part, you should be able to pick this up and that should not fall off. Again, you really want to make sure that this is done correctly so that you don't break your monitor. So now we're going to grab the monitor and flip it with the screen facing down. Be very careful. This is really easy. This is really just snaps into place. So again, you got this top piece here. You can see that it has these little clips. Sorry, I'll get that in that camera for you. See the two holes up there? You're just going to start with the top end first and then push down and it will snap into place. You hear that lock? You're ready to go. Now again, you should be able to move this around without it popping off. You should be able to pick up your monitor without it falling off before you stand it up. Other than that, if you want to take it off at any time, all you have to do is press the little lever that's hidden. Let me move the camera. Right below here, you would just simply push this up and pull off and it would simply snap right off. So it's real easy and we're ready to move on to the next step. All right, so first thing you want to do is go ahead and put your power cable in. Make sure that you push the cable in nice and tight. So especially if you're putting this on a desk that's crowded, you want to make sure that's all the way in, just like, sorry, that's on the camera there. Push that in. And there is a cable management sort of little tab here that we can hide some cables to the back, so that's nice. All right, so I'm going to go HDMI cable. Again, really easy to do. Simply just going to push that all the way in. I'm going to go ahead and hook up the Super Speed PC. Again, these are the cables that came with the monitor. Just make sure they're in nice and tight. Again, if you want to run USB Type-C or anything else, go ahead and do that now. Then, of course, before you plug in the other ends, if you want to use that little tab there to hold your cables out of the way, do that now. You're just going to feed these through. This little tab does pop off, so you can take it off and put the cables in. Then you want to just simply clip this back into place. Not a perfect solution, but hey, it's something. All right, so we're still looking at the back. As you can see, the cables look ugly, but what I did is I put them over the top and we fed them through. Just wanted to be sure that we could still move the monitor up and down. First, check out what you can do with this monitor. You can move it each direction, which is really nice. And then of course, this simply slides up and down, and with the cables there, it still is able to go all the way up, and then you can go all the way down. This is definitely a great stand. I really like that they included one with such flexibility. All right, so here we are from the front. Next step, we're going to get this all set up, plugged in, and we're going to go through all the features, specs, and settings. Let's do it.
We are now going to go through the menus. Go ahead and press on the button on the bottom. Here you can see our menu. To the top we have menu, left we have source, and then right we have picture in picture and picture by picture. Let's go ahead and go through all the menus first. Here we have our settings. You can see that we have different modes: entertain, graphic, eco, game standard, RPG. Keep going, RTS, FPS, sports, original, and custom. Custom, again, you can go ahead and calibrate your own settings here. I'm going to go ahead and share mine with you. Brightness, I have 50, contrast 50, sharpness 10, color, actually I have this normally at 33. Leave tint at 0, contrast enhancer, I like this on high, you might not. Go ahead and play around with that one. Color tone, I'm more of a standard person unless I'm watching movies. Warm to for any kind of content, or standard. For now, I'm going to leave mine on standard. White balance, I don't really mess with this. Gamma, leave that at 0. Shadow detail, now this one's a little different. If I'm using HDR content, I actually put this up to 5. If I'm not using HDR content, I actually put this to -1. So we'll be using HDR today. I'll leave that at 5. Color space, again, up to you. I leave mine on native. You can also switch it to auto or custom. Dynamic brightness. Now, automatically adjust the brightness to provide the best possible screen contrast under the current conditions. Some people like this, some people don't. I actually don't. So I keep this on off. And then screen ratio, you can set this to whatever you'd like, auto or wide. I like it wide so it fills out the whole screen. And then if you ever mess things up or you're having issues or you want to start over, here is how you do a factory reset right here under picture settings. Back out, here we have eye care. This has eye saver mode. This is definitely very useful if you're running a business or you're a student and you're on your PC for many, many hours. I highly recommend using this. This is one of those special monitors that it really focuses on your eye safety. Here is the picture by picture mode. We're going to use this in a second. We'll come back to this. The on-screen display, you can adjust transparency, position, language, how long it's displayed, and then you can also make it big like I did with enlarge. I use that on. I like it large to see it better. All right, system. FreeSync. So this does have FreeSync built in for you gamers. Go ahead and turn that on if you game. If you don't need to. It's kind of up to you. Energy savers, I keep that to off. This does have speakers. Here is where you adjust the volume. We'll take a listen to those later. Here's your USB source setup. So you can assign your HDMI, USB-C, or PCN. This is all done here. Off timer plus. You can set your off timer or your eco timer. Here's where you're going to have to make a few adjustments if you use other methods with this monitor. Anything that's a PC or even gaming console, I set as PC. Anything else, streaming stick, maybe a Blu-ray player, cable box, etc., I set that as audio video. And then USB-C, you can set that to PC or AV also. I'll leave that on PC. Now, DisplayPort version, this has 1.1 and 1.2 set accordingly to your graphics card. This does have Auto Source Switch Plus. I like this to be on so it can automatically switch for me. You can set up your key repeat time, power LED, I put that on standby. Accessibility, here you can have see colors mode, high contrast, grayscale, and color inversion. USB-C preference. Now here's where you're going to set whether you're going to use it for video data, you want high resolution or high speed data. Here you can set up your custom key. Best brightness. This optimizes brightness in real time based on your lighting environment. Again, up to you. I keep this off. As you can see how it bumps up. I just like it to be at the brightest possible. Other than that, we have the max power savings. I keep that off. Again, check this out. Also, set to on Ethernet is turned off to save power. So for those of you that are sharing the LAN port, you got to make sure that this is set to off. Just keep that in mind. Support, you can self-diagnose this. software update, you get that from Samsung's website, download it to a thumb drive, and then you would upload it to your monitor manually. Don't forget to register your product. And then you can see all the information here about your product, and then you can reset to factory settings. I'm going to take a look at picture in picture and picture by picture. Again, I have the PlayStation 5 connected to HDMI 1. Simply go here, turn this to on. Now we have two different modes. Picture in picture, which is like you see, I have my PlayStation 5 and then I have my PC up in the corner, or we have the split screen, which I like better. Here, as you can see, you can game on one side and enjoy your PC on the other. This opens up more settings. So first we have mode type, which we already looked at. Then we can set the source left, right. Here you would pick, as an example, HDMI. On this side you would select display port. Then you select which one you want the sound to come from. You can also switch the USB source while in PIP and PBP mode. Screen ratio. Now this is where things can get weird. If you want it to be filled out, one, you got to make sure that you do not go too high of a resolution. Otherwise it will shrink your screen down to little itty bitty here. Then you want to go to screen fit. Now it also offers 16:9 and 4:3, but again, in my opinion, I want to have the whole screen. So I use screen fit, and we'll go ahead and back out. Here you have your contrast. So you can adjust both sides, left and right. So essentially you got all the controls right here, ready to go. Now, this side-by-side screen really comes in handy. Remember, it has a USB-C port that lets you power up your device, and then it lets you transmit data with just one cable. And this does have a LAN port that lets you connect to a LAN-less laptop for Ethernet use. This gives you a clean cable experience, and it's really awesome. With the stand, you got the swivel. It's really just a useful feature, especially when you're multitasking. Another important thing I wanted to mention, this has a built-in KVM switch that lets you connect and control two sources to your monitor at the same time with just one keyboard and just one mouse. You can use this on split screen, picture in picture, or picture by picture. So this is all done together, and I really like that because typically you would have to hook up two separate mouses. It definitely makes it a lot easier. One more thing I wanted to mention, this is TUV certified for intelligent eye care. Samsung reduces screen flickering and protects eyes against excessive blue light with the eye saver mode. So you have to have that turned on in order to utilize that feature. Let's quickly cover all the specifications. The screen size is a 34-inch curved display featuring a resolution of 3440 by 1440. The aspect ratio is 21:9. With a typical brightness of 350 CD. It has a contrast ratio static of 3000:1, and it does have a viewing angle horizontal vertical of 178 by 178. HDR is HDR10, response time is 5 milliseconds, and this does have a VA panel type. The max frame rate is 100 Hertz, and it features a sRGB coverage of 1.15, and the screen curvature is 1000R. Features: picture by picture, eye saver mode, FreeSync, flicker free, image size, off timer plus, picture by picture, auto source plus, adaptive picture, and then it does have that KVM switch. Interface features display port version 1.2, does have a headphone jack. It does feature USB Type-C charging of 90 watts. It does have an HDMI 2.0 port. It does have 3 USB ports. It does have one USB Type-C, and it does have an HDCP version HDMI of 2.2. It features an Ethernet LAN port, a display port, and then that USB Type-C is a 2.2 HDCP. The total weight with the stand is 17.6 pounds. Without the stand, it's 11.5 pounds. It comes with a 1.5 meter power cable. It does come with an HDMI cable,
a USB 3.0 cable, and a USB Type-C cable. This does feature speakers, and they are 5 watts. The front and back are black color. It does have a tilt and swivel stand. And the display is wall mountable. The calibration color modes are Entertain, Graphic, Eco, Game Standard, RPG, RPS, RTS, Sports, Original, and Custom. And this is a TCO certified monitor.
Really quickly, don't forget to go into your computer settings. Here you can see exactly what this monitor has. Here you can see 3440 by 1440, 99.98 Hertz. It has a 10-bit depth, and then RGB color format. You can see HDR. If you want to take advantage of the 100 Hertz display, be sure to change this here. Then of course, when you're in full screen mode, make sure that you up your display resolution 3440 by 1440. In addition to this, this is a wide screen monitor. I think by blowing this up, it helps everything, but again, that's preference. Of course, if you want to utilize HDR, turn this on. Also, keep in mind, when you split this screen picture by picture, if you do not lower the resolution, then you will see a much smaller image. So if you're having the problem where on the right side or left side, it's tiny or it looks weird, definitely come over here to your display resolution and adjust accordingly, and it will fill it out and look much better. ViewFinity S6 by Samsung. Let me start by saying I think that this monitor literally can be used by anyone. If you're a gamer, it honestly does great on gaming, whether it be console or PC. It's great for business, a student, I mean really anything. From everyday web surfing to watching Netflix, YouTube, all in all, everything performs very, very smoothly. It looks great. The monitor itself is responsive. Therefore, it could be used for anyone. But particularly to people that work on their PC for many, many hours a day, I cannot stress enough how important the monitor helping your eyesight not strain is. I don't know if I said that backwards, but this is something that, maybe we don't think of too often, but our eyes are so important. And the fact that they have specialized abilities to help ease eye strain with certain features, this is a must for anyone that spends hours a day on their PC. If you're gaming, that applies to you also. In addition to that, multitasking. This definitely excels. The fact that it has an Ethernet port to hook up a laptop that doesn't. The fact that it has USB Type-C streamlined in there. We have DisplayPort, we have HDMI on board, we have extra ports back there, USB ports, so you can charge your phone. It has built-in speakers. I mean, really everything that's needed is available on this monitor. Not to mention that it has great resolution. It has that 100 hertz refresh rate. And then, of course, you have that picture by picture, which, again, I just love that feature, especially if you want multi-monitors or several monitors, but maybe you don't have the money to buy a couple, or maybe you just want to have that on one. This can do it for you. For me, I really liked curved screens. This is the only thing where it gets tricky. If you're not a curved screen user, then of course this monitor is probably not the best choice for you. But especially when you use picture by picture, curved screens sort of give you that feeling of an individual monitor. As weird as that sounds, because it's curved, it's almost as if when you're looking sort of left, you got a monitor. When you're looking right, you got a monitor. And I feel that it makes a difference versus a flat monitor. Now, this is going to be, or is $650. That's full price. That's not cheap by any means, but you get a lot of features that really are going to go a long way for multitasking. In addition, the ability to use one keyboard and one mouse for multiple inputs is also another feature that just shows that this is definitely a multitasking dream as far as monitors go. I personally really like this monitor. I enjoy it. I think it looks good, whether you're looking at the screen on or, if you have an open space desk that you can see the monitor from both sides. I like the way this monitor looks. I like the way Samsung streamlined it. The stand is great. The ability to swivel up, down is so easy. It's easy to put together. Really, all in all, I really like this monitor. I think it would make a great addition to anyone that's looking for multitasking, high resolution, and great features. This is a must for you. Specifically on gaming, because I know a lot of people like to buy curved monitors for gaming, and especially if they have built-in speakers. So, first off, console, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch, all consoles work, and they work great. However, you will not get 120, you will not get VRR support. So that is something to keep in mind. However, again, this is a 100 hertz monitor, so if you got a PC graphics card, definitely take advantage there. Also, all the consoles, in my opinion, perform beautifully on this monitor. Honestly, I had never noticed that I wasn't getting 120. I have not seen any problem areas as far as bad light bleeding, DSE, anything that, tearing, just jittery stuttering of the screen, light bleed, anything like that is not an issue. So if you don't have the finances right now to buy a $2,000 gaming monitor and you want something that's sort of in between that you can also use for your computer, just generalized use, this is definitely it. Because like I said, you can do a gaming console on one side and then your PC on the other side. That's cool. You also have the ability to, have your USB Type-C connection from your laptop, so on and so forth. But specifically for gaming for consoles, this is a great monitor. Specifically for PC gaming, this is also a great monitor. Can you get better? Of course, that's always a given. But it will probably shock you how well it performs. Let's do a quick listen to the speakers. I just got a mic here.
action. This is Kevin Holland, and by my side, Greg Anthony and Greg Barrett. And from the sideline, David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
Thank you very much. Now the calls to shorten the NBA season.
Overall, pretty decent. Again, you can also use headphones, or you can also, of course, use your PC speakers. That wraps up my review on the all-new ViewFinity S6 by Samsung. I find that this monitor really took me back and really has blown me away. It's great for business. It could be great for, a gamer that doesn't care about having 120 hertz. It has a vivid, bright picture. It looks great whether you're surfing the web, you're doing Excel spreadsheets, or you just want to watch some content. It's got the built-in speakers. That curve really gives you that depth that you're looking for, and I feel that it would be a great addition to anyone's home or office, apartment, whatever it might be. As always, I like to slow things down for a moment and remind you life is so short. Don't forget to love your family, love your neighbors. Go out today and do a small act of kindness for someone. It is amazing how the smallest act of kindness can make such a difference. The world is a mess right now, and the only people that can change it is you and I. Remember, I do YouTube for you and you only. If you need my help, you can reach out to me in the comment section. Come follow me on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at JB Tech Fanatic. I can't wait to talk to you in the comments and see you in the next video. And until then, I'm JB Tech Fanatic, and I'm out. Peace.